Chapter 603. The Arrival of the Dark Demon Lord. My saber world, after its transformation, now resembles a dream world. Lin Fei found it astonishing. His saber world had never intended to develop into a dream world. Yet now, after the transformation, the saber world indeed seemed like a dream world. However, upon closer inspection, there were differences. Moreover, upon deeper reflection, Lin Fei realized that the resemblance of the saber world to a dream world was not entirely surprising. After all, the original saber world was a form of saber intent, a type of mental power. It was inherently illusory. Though it appeared to manifest in reality, that was merely its ability to interfere with reality, not a true physical form. Now, with the saber world transformed to the level of true immortal and martial ancestor, it remained fundamentally an illusory force. But what was the true power of this transformed saber world? If it couldn't compare to true immortal or martial ancestor, what was the point of Lin Fei's immense effort? Illusory. Lin Fei recalled the original function of saber intent. It was to suppress opponents on a mental and spiritual level. So, would the transformed saber world function similarly? With a thought, Lin Fei left the secluded chamber. In ancient city, there were many strong cultivators, including martial gods, deity transformation, and true monarchs. Saber world. Silently, Lin Fei unleashed the saber world. Immediately, the saber world descended. At that moment, Lin Fei did not want to suppress them, but he then witnessed everyone around him frozen in place. Their bodies trembled. Their faces showed expressions of horror as if witnessing something terrifying. Lin Fei quickly understood. Indeed, the saber world targets the mind and spirit. Once the saber world descends, any life form with a mind or consciousness will be subjected to the spiritual suppression of the saber world. I think the saber world needs a new name. It shouldn't be called saber world anymore, as it no longer has anything to do with a saber. Let's call it the illusory realm. Lin Fei's eyes brightened slightly. He found the name fitting and appropriate. System. Lin Fei immediately brought up the system to check his current status. Host, Lin Fei. Martial arts realm, martial ancestor. World level, small world, progress 0%. Illusory realm, true immortal level. Lin Fei saw on the system panel that the saber world had indeed been replaced with illusory realm. The illusory realm can only suppress the opponent's mind. It seems it might be difficult to kill the opponent. But besides the illusory realm, I also have the eternal realm. If the illusory realm can suppress the opponent's mind, then by deploying the eternal realm, I can completely destroy their physical body. The illusory realm combined with the eternal realm complement each other. My power will likely see a qualitative leap, especially in combat capability. However, I am not sure about those extra-dimensional invaders. Will the illusory realm affect them? Despite his confidence in the illusory realm, Lin Fei had never encountered the beings from the Dark Demon Domain. He didn't know if the beings from the Dark Demon Domain could withstand his illusory realm. This required actual combat to determine. For now, my power can't be further enhanced. Unless one day, the eternal realm can birth life. Otherwise, my power won't improve. I've reached a true bottleneck. There are no shortcuts. Lin Fei murmured softly. His current state had reached its true limit. This was normal. Typically, martial artists or cultivators who reached the true immortal or martial ancestor level also faced a limit. They might not progress for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of years. All Lin Fei could do now was wait. He didn't know when the Dark Demon Domain would invade. Time passed quietly. Lin Fei prepared himself mentally and physically, knowing that the invasion from the Dark Demon Domain could come at any moment. The air was thick with the tension of impending conflict. All of Divine Realm seemed to hold its breath in anticipation. In the cold and desolate void, an expanse of pitch-black darkness stretched infinitely. At this moment, no one knew that beyond the void lay a vast chaos. The so-called chaos was an endless expanse filled with chaotic energy. This chaotic energy possessed an incredibly corrosive power. Any life form that couldn't withstand the chaotic energy would be utterly destroyed. However, life forms capable of enduring the chaotic energy could roam the chaos freely. Such beings were at least at the supreme level. Thus, only Supremes could travel through the chaos at will. Yet, at this moment, in the boundless chaos, a massive chaotic flying vessel traversed the chaotic expanse. Soon, the chaotic vessel came to a stop. This is the place. The divine realm is right here. This time, our dark demon domain will completely conquer the divine realm. I'll first tear open the divine realm. The speaker was the dark demon lord, the true ruler of the dark demon domain. Whoosh! The dark demon lord swiftly flew out, entering the chaos. Then, his body began to expand rapidly. He grew to an astonishing height of 1,000,000 meters. This colossal form exuded terrifying power. The sheer aura emanating from him compressed the surrounding chaotic energy. He, divine realm, here I come. A cold smile appeared on the dark demon lord's face. Black mist billowed, transforming into a giant hand that blotted out the sky, striking towards the divine realm with immense force. Chapter 604. The Invasion of the Dark Demon Domain. Boom. The divine realm trembled violently. Ordinarily, it would be difficult for a Supreme to break into such a powerful domain from the outside. It might even be impossible. But the Dark Demon Lord was different. He had special means. After all, he was the Dark Demon Lord, the ruler of an entire domain. He almost completely controlled his domain. Therefore, he had a profound understanding of domains. The countless black tendrils did more than form a gigantic hand. They transformed into numerous sharp forces, furiously stabbing at a single point on the divine realm. Once, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times. Countless times. After numerous strikes, the divine realm could no longer withstand it. Crack. Finally, a small crack appeared in the divine realm. A single crack was naturally insufficient for the beings of the dark demon domain to enter. However, with this crack, the black mist controlled by the dark demon lord behaved like a living entity, quickly seeping into the divine realm. The mist began to corrode the crack within the divine realm continuously. Gradually, the small crack expanded, forming a large portal. Enter, slaughter, and destroy everything. With the Dark Demon Lord's command, countless dark demons flew out of the chaotic vessel, rushing into the divine realm. In ancient city, Lin Fei had been closely monitoring the situation regarding the Dark Demon Domain invasion. He had been seeking information within the Great Dream City about the invasion. However, until now, there had been no information about the Dark Demon Domain. It seemed that the Supremes were deliberately blocking this news. In reality, the best way to deal with the invasion would be to spread the news, informing all the powerhouses of the divine realm. But the Supremes had their considerations. Perhaps they felt it wasn't the right time. The invasion hadn't fully commenced, and announcing it prematurely might cause chaos. Therefore, the Supremes kept the information sealed. Lin Fei, come to Great Dream City immediately. Suddenly, a familiar voice echoed in Lin Fei's ears. It was his master, the Great Dream Ancestor. Focusing on his mind, Lin Fei immediately entered the Great Dream City. As soon as Lin Fei entered Great Dream City, he noticed that it bore some similarities to his illusory realm. However, there were also differences. For instance, he wasn't sure if Great Dream City could be used to attack enemies. At this moment, Great Dream City was empty, which struck Lin Fei as unusual. It was the first time he had seen it devoid of people. He quickly made his way to the main hall of Great Dream City. Inside the hall, many powerful figures were gathered. It turned out that everyone in Great Dream City had assembled here. The Great Dream Ancestor sat in his high seat, and beside him was an empty seat reserved for Lin Fei. Greetings, Martial Ancestor Lin. Upon Lin Fei's arrival, many respectfully bowed to him. Lin Fei was now a martial ancestor and practically a symbol of the Great Dream Sect. Although the Great Dream Sect was founded by the Great Dream Ancestor, he had been reclusive, and many in the sect had never met him, leading to a lack of his presence even within his own sect. Lin Fei, on the other hand, had once been the #1 martial god in the divine realm. He had endued 9 heavenly thunders, ultimately ascending to martial ancestor status. His achievements had become legendary throughout the divine realm, and his deeds were widely known. Lin Fei, come, take your seat, the Great Dream Ancestor said, pointing to the chair next to him, clearly reserved for Lin Fei. After all, the only one who could sit beside the Great Dream Ancestor as an equal was Lin Fei, a fellow martial ancestor. Whoosh! Without hesitation, Lin Fei stepped forward and took his seat next to the Great Dream Ancestor. "Everyone, do you know why I have summoned you here?" the Great Dream Ancestor asked slowly. The crowd shook their heads, clearly puzzled. The Great Dream Ancestor rarely showed himself in Great Dream City, and many of the martial ancestor and true monarchs had never seen him before today. His sudden summoning of nearly all the martial gods and true monarchs from the Great Dream sect indicated something significant had occurred. Lin Fei had a hunch it was related to the Dark Demon Domain's invasion, but he remained silent, waiting patiently. As expected, the Great Dream Ancestor continued, "The reason I have gathered you all here is due to a matter concerning the very survival of the Divine Realm. This issue must be discussed with all of you." Lin Fei is aware of the situation. Beyond our Divine Realm lies the vast chaos. Within this chaos, there are countless domains, and the Divine Realm is just one among many. Some of these domains' inhabitants continuously invade other domains, occupying them, exterminating their life forms, or turning them into slaves. Currently, our Divine Realm faces such a threat. A domain known as the Dark Demon Domain has begun its invasion of the Divine Realm. The Great Dream Ancestor held nothing back, explaining the invasion of the Dark Demon Domain to the assembled martial gods and true monarchs of the Great Dream sect. The crowd was in an uproar, deeply shocked. "What? There are other domains beyond our Divine Realm. And there are countless domains similar to the Divine Realm within the chaos. And now, the domain from the chaos, the Dark Demon Domain, is invading the Divine Realm. So, we need to gather all our strength to resist. How strong is the Dark Demon Domain? Even the Ancestor has personally summoned us. This Dark Demon Domain must be extraordinary. Perhaps the calamity of the Divine Realm has arrived." For a moment, many were discussing among themselves. They had only now realized the existence of so many secrets beyond the Divine Realm. They would have remained ignorant had the Dark Demon Domain not invaded. This revelation felt like a new door opening for them, filling them with awe. Lin Fei glanced at his master, the Great Dream Ancestor. Indeed, the Great Dream Ancestor nodded before continuing, "Now I am notifying everyone in the Great Dream sect that all martial gods and deity transformations and above must obey the orders of the Great Dream sect. You are to go to the front lines and resist the invasion of the Dark Demon Domain. This is a command, not a discussion. Anyone who attempts to escape or refuses will be executed without mercy." The Great Dream Ancestor spoke coldly, leaving no room for leniency. This was an order indicating the severity of the current situation, likely far worse than Lin Fei had imagined. "Ancestor, has the Dark Demon Domain already invaded the Divine Realm?" One of the martial gods couldn't help but ask. The Great Dream Ancestor's sudden sternness suggested a dire situation. Everyone looked at the Great Dream Ancestor, their eyes filled with confusion. Chapter 605. Situation dire. Lin Fei leads the team to the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain. The Great Dream Ancestor spoke each word heavily. "You have all guessed correctly. Indeed, the current situation in the Divine Realm is very dangerous. The Dark Demon Domain has already invaded the Divine Realm, and they are currently in the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain. The Yin-Yang Immortal Domain alone cannot withstand this invasion. So, the situation is critical, and we must provide support." The Great Dream Ancestor's words shocked everyone once more. They hadn't expected the invasion to have spread to the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain. The fact that the Great Dream Ancestor was mobilizing such a significant effort to support them indicated the severity of the situation. Otherwise, the Great Dream sect had no real ties with the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain. Why would the Great Dream Ancestor go to such lengths to support them unless the situation was dire? The only reason was that the collapse of the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain would affect everyone. If the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain couldn't hold out and the Dark Demon Domain established a foothold in the Divine Realm, it would be a significant problem. Driving the Dark Demon Domain out later would become exceedingly difficult. "Lin Fei, what do you think?" the Great Dream Ancestor suddenly asked Lin Fei. Instantly, everyone's eyes turned towards Lin Fei. Many held a blind trust in him because Lin Fei was a living legend in the Divine Realm, repeatedly creating miracles. Lin Fei nodded, then said in a deep voice, "We must support the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain. Everyone understands the concept of mutual survival. However, support must be cautious. We shouldn't commit all our forces without reservation. We should leave some strength behind and first engage with the Dark Demon Domain's forces. We need to assess how strong the Dark Demon Domain's forces are and what their capabilities are. Then we can decide whether to fully commit to supporting them. This approach is the most prudent. Lin Fei's words made everyone nod in agreement. This was indeed the most cautious approach. If they didn't know the strength of the Dark Demon Domain's forces and rushed in blindly to support, they might suffer heavy losses. There was even a risk of total annihilation. If that happened, how much of the Great Dream sect would be left? The other forces within the Ancient Covenant probably shared the same concerns. Very well, Lin Fei, we'll follow your suggestion, the Great Dream Ancestor said. This time, our Great Dream sect will send about 1/5 of our strongest martial artists to support the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain. We will also take this opportunity to assess the strength of the Dark Demon Domain's beings. Understanding their capabilities will allow us to better strategize. Lin Fei, you will be in charge of selecting the team. Me? Lin Fei nodded and surveyed the crowd. Selecting 1/5 of their numbers would be relatively straightforward. Those willing to join me in the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain to confront the Dark Demon Domain's forces, please step forward, Lin Fei called out. He did not want to force anyone, preferring to see who would volunteer for such a perilous mission. To his surprise, many martial artists stepped forward, volunteering to follow him to the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain. Lin Fei, are you surprised? The Great Dream Ancestor asked with a smile. Lin Fei did not hide his astonishment. Indeed, I am. I didn't expect so many to volunteer. I underestimated the resolve of the Great Dream sect's martial artists. Ha ha ha, it's not just their resolve you underestimated, the Great Dream Ancestor said. It's because you are leading the team to the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain. Your reputation and prestige are far greater than you might realize. Even if I were to lead, I doubt so many would follow. They trust you. It's because you're leading that they are willing to go. You have a knack for creating miracles, and following you gives them confidence. The Great Dream Ancestor's words made Lin Fei understand. These volunteers weren't driven by a high sense of duty alone, they trusted Lin Fei implicitly and believed in his leadership. No matter the reason, as long as they are willing to go to the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain, it's enough, Lin Fei said. Lin Fei selected a group of the Great Dream sect's strongest martial artists. He then turned to the Great Dream Ancestor. Master, please oversee things here in Ancient City. I will lead this contingent of our forces to the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain to assess the Dark Demon Domain's strength. Very well, Lin Fei, go ahead, the Great Dream Ancestor said. But remember, at all times, do not act rashly. The most important thing is to preserve your life. You are a martial ancestor, not a true immortal. If your martial ancestor body is destroyed, you will fall completely. The Great Dream Ancestor's voice was solemn, reminding Lin Fei. While martial ancestors were reputed to be immortal, their survivability was far inferior to true immortals. True immortals were fused with the Divine Realm's Tao, ensuring their immortality as long as the Divine Realm and its Tao remained intact. Even if they were killed countless times, they would never truly die. Martial Ancestor, on the other hand, while stronger than true immortals in one-on-one combat and possessing incredibly resilient bodies, had only one physical form. If they died, they were gone for good. Thus, caution was paramount. I understand, Master, Lin Fei acknowledged. Turning to the assembled Great Dream sect martial artists, Lin Fei commanded, prepare to depart immediately. Buzz. In the next moment, Lin Fei transformed into his world form. A portion of his eternal realm materialized, enveloping the martial artists and bringing them into his domain. Whoosh! With a single step, Lin Fei crossed into the void passage, swiftly traversing the void and disappearing from sight. In the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain, a multitude of powerful beings had gathered. The number of martial ancestors and true immortals was immense, and the ranks of true monarchs, martial gods, and deity transformations were even greater. This was the battleground against the Dark Demon Domain's forces. Those below the god level had no place in this war. The beings from the Dark Demon Domain who had come to conquer the Divine Realm were all elite, each one comparable to god-level beings. These entities were known as Dark Demons. Each Dark Demon was colossal and bizarre in form. Some resembled massive octopuses sprawling across the void with countless tentacles reaching in all directions. Any martial god or deity transformation touched by these tentacles was instantly devoured. Others were dark demons with curved horns, wielding immense power. Armed with giant axes, their strength was such that they were nearly invincible among their peers, save for the intervention of martial ancestors or true immortals. The critical issue was their sheer numbers. While the Divine Realm's inhabitants had the home field advantage and many strong martial artists, the Dark Demon Domain's forces were even more numerous. Swarms of dark demons continuously poured through the massive portal, seemingly endless. The battlefield, however, lacked the presence of Supremes. Rumor had it that the Supremes had left the Divine Realm to avoid devastating it with their battles. They were said to be fighting in the chaos outside the Divine Realm against the Dark Demon Lord and other Supremes of the Dark Demon Domain. The outcome of these battles remained unknown, but a decisive victory was unlikely to be imminent. To repel the Dark Demon Domain's forces, the true immortals, martial ancestor, and numerous god-level martial artists were essential. Buzz. Suddenly, a ripple spread through the void, expanding in all directions. The faces of martial artists and cultivators battling in the void lit up with smiles. They knew this meant more reinforcements from the Divine Realm had arrived. But which faction had come to support them this time? The Yin-Yang Immortal Domain's situation had deteriorated drastically. It was struggling to withstand the Dark Demon's invasion and was on the brink of collapse. Chapter 606. Lin Fei strikes, shocking the Dark Demons. Whoosh! From within the void passage, a figure emerged instantly. Lin Fei's gaze swept across the scene, sensing a strange and fierce power unlike any he had known. He noticed that the numerous threads of the Divine Realm's laws were snapping one by one due to this bizarre energy. The breaking of these laws was fundamentally damaging the Divine Realm's core. While minor damage might seem negligible, widespread and continuous damage over hundreds or thousands of years could severely harm the Divine Realm. Such extensive damage could bring the Divine Realm to the brink of collapse, akin to smaller worlds. Unmistakably, the source of this eerie power was the Dark Demons from the Dark Demon Domain, beings from outside the Divine Realm. The Divine Realm's laws inherently repelled these Dark Demons, suppressing a portion of their strength. However, the overwhelming numbers of Dark Demons were pressing heavily on the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain's martial gods, deity transformations, and true monarchs. Amidst the fray was a true immortal with over 10,000 avatars, struggling against two massive, horned beasts. The true immortal's formation, composed of these avatars, was barely holding its ground and occasionally losing avatars. Clearly, these two beasts were the Dark Demon Domain's equivalents of true immortals or martial ancestor. Is that martial ancestor Lin? Yes, it's martial ancestor Lin, the recently renowned martial ancestor Lin of the Ancient Covenant. Martial ancestor Lin is here. It seems the reinforcements are from the Great Dream Sect. One martial ancestor Lin from the Great Dream Sect is enough. Martial ancestor Lin defeated Taihao True Immortal and Azure Mountain True Immortal. He's incredibly powerful. We are saved. Many martial artists showed expressions of relief and hope. However, the Dark Demons showed no fear upon seeing Lin Fei. Instead, their savage nature emerged as they charged directly at him. Lin Fei frowned slightly and then extended his hand, pressing lightly towards the swarm of Dark Demons. Boom! Instantly, the void shattered. Lin Fei unleashed a burst of pure, unadulterated physical strength with a single press of his hand. It was merely the strength of his flesh, yet it was an absolute and pure force. Even across the air, the power was terrifying. With a soft pu-kai, this simple press obliterated hundreds of powerful Dark Demons in an instant. A mist of blood filled the air, thick with the scent of carnage. What the onlookers gasped as they witnessed the mass demise of the Dark Demons. Two Dark Demons, each rivaling a true immortal, roared in fury. A dreadful intent to kill filled the void, their gazes fiercely fixed on Lin Fei. It was clear they recognized him as a formidable adversary of their own caliber. The spectators from the Yin-Yang Immortal Realm were dumbfounded, scarcely believing their eyes. They knew Lin Fei was powerful, but this was beyond comprehension. His palm had merely pressed against the void, and countless Dark Demons perished. Among these demons were many comparable to true monarchs. Yet, Lin Fei had crushed them into dust from afar, a feat not even a true immortal could achieve. Was it martial ancestor who was too strong, or was Lin Fei himself too formidable? Roar! At that moment, another group of dark demons flow in from afar. Fellow Taoist Lin, these dark demons possess a dark heart, left within the dark demon domain, a voice transmitted to Lin Fei's ear. We have only killed their bodies. They can quickly regenerate as long as they have energy, akin to the avatars of deity transformation cultivators. Indestructible, are they? Lin Fei mused. He had already guessed as much. The deity transformation cultivators of the divine realm could transform into billions and were essentially immortal. Likely, the dark demons of the dark demon realm possessed similar capabilities. Their dark heart remained in the dark demon domain, ensuring their survival regardless of the peril. Even if their bodies were destroyed, they could regenerate from their dark heart. Lin Fei also surmised that this dark heart might control the lives of these dark demons. The dark heart was possibly the essence of their existence. The dark demon lord needed only to control the dark heart to have complete dominion over these beings, without fear of betrayal. However, Lin Fei was not overly concerned. Being indestructible did not mean there was no cost. To regenerate a dark demon from its dark heart surely required a significant price. For instance, it demanded a vast amount of energy. And such energy was not easily obtained. If too many dark demons were lost, it might become challenging to continue their regeneration. Regeneration would also take time. Nevertheless, there were indeed many dark demons. With a wave of his hand, the mighty ones of the Great Dream sect also made their appearance. Go forth. Stop the dark demons. The members of the Great Dream sect saw the dark demons. They weren't afraid of these god-level or true monarch-level creatures and quickly charged at them. Lin Fei wasn't overly concerned about these dark demons. Even if the Great Dream sect members failed, he could instantly use the Eternal Realm to crush them all. Lin Fei focused his gaze on the two dark demons comparable to true immortals. He knew that the outcome of this invasion war wouldn't be determined by ordinary martial artists. No matter how many god-level or true monarch enemies they killed, it wouldn't make a decisive impact. The true key to victory lay at the true immortal and martial ancestor levels. After all, deciding the outcome or killing an opponent at the supreme level was extremely difficult. Moreover, the Supremes were battling in the chaos outside the divine realm. However, true immortals and martial ancestors had descended into the divine realm, posing a direct threat that had to be dealt with. Without hesitation, Lin Fei made his move. Eternal Realm. Boon. Lin Fei transformed into the Eternal Realm. When he wasn't unleashing his power, it wasn't evident, but once he did, the sheer might was earth-shattering and terrifying to the extreme. A massive world materialized in the void, swiftly enveloping the two powerful dark demons and the true immortal. Lin Fei immediately teleported the true immortal out of harm's way, but the two dark demons weren't so fortunate. Their bodies expanded, wreaking havoc within Lin Fei's eternal realm. Lin Fei's realm trembled violently, as if on the verge of collapse. Lin Fei's eyes were cold. Eternal realm, annihilate. Lin Fei aimed to annihilate, not merely suppress. A boundless killing intent spread madly. Even the two dark demons sensed the imminent danger. Although their power was immense, Lin Fei's eternal realm was stronger. He forcibly suppressed the two dark demons. Moreover, the power of the divine realm itself was also suppressing the two dark demons. Bang! Finally, one dark demon couldn't withstand it and was crushed into powder by Lin Fei's eternal realm. The other dark demon, however, managed to tear through Lin Fei's realm, a first-time occurrence. Illusory realm. Lin Fei remained unperturbed. As the dark demon tore through the eternal realm, attempting to escape, he unleashed the illusory realm. Chapter 607. The complementary power of the eternal realm and the illusory realm. For the first time, the illusory realm appeared before everyone. Previously, it was the Saber world, distinct from the illusory realm. Lin Fei's illusory realm, having undergone a transformation, had reached the true immortal and martial ancestor level. Yet, Lin Fei was unsure of its effectiveness in actual combat. He only had confidence in its potential. The dark demon had already torn through the eternal realm and was about to escape. However, when Lin Fei's illusory realm descended, it enveloped the dark demon entirely. Instantly, the dark demon's body trembled and its eyes became dazed. It was momentarily stunned by the illusions. This demonstrated the power of the illusory realm. Even a dark demon on par with a true immortal or martial ancestor couldn't withstand its effects. While the illusory realm couldn't kill the dark demon, Lin Fei's intent was to use it as support. With the dark demon subdued by the illusory realm, Lin Fei unleashed the eternal realm once more. Annihilate. The eternal realm erupted with a terrifying force. With one dark demon already defeated, Lin Fei could now focus all his might on this remaining foe. The full power of the eternal realm concentrated on the dark demon, overwhelming it. Within moments, the dark demon let out a blood-curdling scream before being crushed into powder. The entire void fell silent. The true immortal of the yin-yang immortal domain could hardly believe his eyes. The two dark demons he struggled to contain were effortlessly vanquished by Lin Fei alone. Was this even possible? Despite the disbelief, the facts were undeniable. The true immortal witnessed Lin Fei single-handedly destroy two true immortal-level dark demons. Though it was rumored that Lin Fei was powerful, seeing him perform such a feat shortly after becoming a martial ancestor was unprecedented. Lin Fei glanced at the battlefield where the Great Dream sect members were engaged with the dark demons. The dark demons, though similar to martial gods, were not entirely the same. They resembled exotic beasts with strong bodies, immense strength, and challenging combat capabilities. Additionally, they harbored a special energy core within them, the true essence of their power. In the void, wisps of dark energy lingered. The pervasive black energy not only resisted the suppression of the divine realm but also created a suffocating atmosphere for its cultivators. Lin Fei reached out and grasped a handful of the black qi. Immediately, it began to corrode, attempting to penetrate his body. Naturally, it failed, but its sheer potency was evident. Observing the numerous dark demons, Lin Fei expanded his eternal realm, enveloping the entire void and the dark demons within it. Whoosh! With the power of the eternal realm, the dark demons were swiftly annihilated, reduced to nothing but dust. Such was the terror of the eternal realm. Once subdued within it, anything unable to withstand its force was obliterated. The battle was ultimately won. The Great Dream sect's first confrontation with the dark demons in the yin-yang immortal domain ended in victory. It was indeed a cause for celebration. At least, it served to boost morale. It showed everyone that the dark demons were not invincible, they too could die. Moreover, they were nearly annihilated by Lin Fei. With one sweep of the eternal realm, all were suppressed and then obliterated. No matter what powers or tactics they possessed, none were of any use against this absolute force. Chenxia of the Misty Mountain thanks fellow Taoist Lin for the rescue. The true immortal, who had been saved by Lin Fei, approached with a respectful bow. Without Lin Fei's timely intervention, true immortal Chenxia and his companions would have faced grave danger. While Chenxia might have survived, his companions would likely have perished at the hands of the dark demons. True immortal Chenxia, there's no need for such courtesy, Lin Fei replied. It is our Great Dream sect's mission to support the yin-yang immortal domain. By the way, what is the current situation in the yin-yang immortal domain? This place seems more like a core area rather than the periphery, correct? True immortal Chenxia sighed heavily, his expression grave. To be honest, fellow Taoist Lin, the situation in the yin-yang immortal domain is dire. This indeed is the core area, yet even here, conflict is rampant. You have experienced the methods of the dark demons yourself, their strength rivals that of cultivators of the same level and even surpasses that of our immortal Tao, comparable to martial Tao cultivators. And they have the dark demon heart in the dark demon domain, negating any concern about death. They combine the strengths of both the immortal and martial Tao. Moreover, the dark demons are endless. No one knows the exact number of invading dark demons. Thus, despite support from other Taoists of the divine realm, the yin-yang immortal domain continues to retreat. Lin Fei frowned. The situation was more dire than he had anticipated. Even the core of the yin-yang immortal domain was on the verge of collapse. This was despite the continuous support from other divine realm factions. The only explanation was that the dark demon domain's strength was overwhelming, possibly surpassing that of the divine realm, enabling them to launch this invasion. Have any true immortals or martial ancestors fallen? Lin Fei asked. So far, none, true immortal Chenxia replied. True immortals, as long as they are in the divine realm, are virtually impossible to kill. As for martial ancestors, their recovery abilities are terrifying. Unless they are instantly obliterated, which only a supreme can achieve, they won't fall. For now, no martial ancestor has perished. But who knows what the future holds? The situation is extremely grim. We might have to abandon the yin-yang immortal domain. True Immortal Chunxia's words made Lin Fei's heart sink. The idea of abandoning the yin-yang immortal domain, coming from a true immortal within it, indicated just how desperate the situation had become. It seemed the defenders had lost confidence. What about the Supremes? Lin Fei asked, a thought striking him. Aren't there two Supremes in the yin-yang immortal domain? Supremes? True Immortal Chunxia shook his head. It's not just the two Supremes of the yin-yang immortal domain. All the Supremes from the Divine Realm are likely involved. They ventured into the chaos to battle the Dark Demon Lord. The outcome of that battle is uncertain. But if the Dark Demon Lord dared to come to the Divine Realm, he must have some confidence in his victory. Even if our Supremes can hold him off, they won't be able to defeat him easily. The war at the Supreme level won't end anytime soon. Lin Fei understood. Even the battles between Supremes were not promising. To repel the Dark Demon Domain's invasion, the only solution was to triumph at the true Immortal and Martial Ancestor levels. The Dark Demon Domain's forces, no matter how numerous, would dwindle if enough were killed, as their regeneration would take considerable time. Thus, the immediate objective was to push back the current invaders. Determined, Lin Fei's eyes flashed with resolve. Where is the nearest battlefield? Chapter 608. Outside Good City, 8 demon emperors lay siege. Where is the nearest battlefield? True Immortal Chunxia was slightly startled in his heart. He immediately thought of Lin Fei's purpose. Martial Ancestor Lin, you are leading the members of the Great Dream Sect, I fear. True Immortal Chunxia started to say that it was actually inconvenient for Lin Fei to bring the members of the Great Dream Sect. However, the eternal realm around Lin Fei flickered slightly. Instantly, the members of the Great Dream Sect vanished without a trace. Even True Immortal Chunxia did not know where the members of the Great Dream Sect had gone. Or rather, where Lin Fei had taken them. There will be no problem. Lin Fei's words, coupled with the fact that True Immortal Chunxia had indeed witnessed Lin Fei's strength, made him ponder for a long while before finally speaking. The nearest battlefield around here should be Good City. However, Good City, despite the support of true immortals and martial ancestors from various regions, and even though there are many, it is the focal point of the Dark Demon's assault. Or rather, it is the front line of their attack. It has gathered a vast number of powerful beings from the Dark Demon domain, thus, Good City has long been on the brink of collapse, ready to fall at any moment. Going to Good City now will be very dangerous. Lin Fei nodded and said, thank you for the warning, fellow Daos Chunxia. I shall make a trip to Good City. Despite True Immortal Chunxia's warning, Lin Fei was still prepared to go to Good City to see those top-tier Dark Demon powerhouses. Moreover, he had come to support the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain. Naturally, he must stop these Dark Demons. Whoosh! With one step, Lin Fei disappeared without a trace. Good City had almost become a land of death by now. Inside Good City, many martial gods and true monarchs, all from various regions of the Divine Realm, had come to support the Yin-Yang Immortal Domain, to support Good City. In Good City, there was a good true immortal. This good true immortal was an anomaly in achieving Tao. An anomaly refers to various flora, stones, and the like. In short, any entity other than exotic beasts and humans that achieves Tao is termed an anomaly. For anomalies to achieve true immortality is extremely difficult. Far more challenging than it is for humans, by tenfold, 100-fold. Thus, true immortals among anomalies are even rarer. The good true immortal founded Good City. It has become a gathering place for many such anomalies. Many of these anomalies, in fact, cannot leave. Because they have already rooted themselves in Good City. Their very beings have become completely bound to Good City. Perhaps the anomalies of Good City had never considered that one day, Good City would face the threat of annihilation. And all anomalies within it would face catastrophic doom. Therefore, facing the invasion of the Dark Demon Domain, Good City began its fiercest resistance, halting the advance of the Dark Demon Domain's powerhouses right at Good City. Over time, more and more powerhouses came to aid, converging at Good City, together resisting the Dark Demon domain. Unexpectedly, as time passed, Good City became one of the most fiercely contested battlegrounds within the Yin-Yang Immortal domain. To this day, Good City has not been conquered by the Dark Demons. This can be considered nothing short of a miracle. Yet, Good City is attacked by the Dark Demons every day, seemingly on the brink of collapse at any moment. However, as other areas of the Yin-Yang Immortal domain fall to the Dark Demons, the situation in Good City becomes even more perilous. Even a martial ancestor nearly perished. Roar! The Dark Demons began their assault again. Indeed, Good City is not a fortress. And with the strength of the Dark Demons, they do not actually need to conquer Good City to occupy the Yin-Yang Immortal domain. They could easily bypass Good City. Or rather, the people within Good City could also choose to leave. But no wonder so. The Dark Demons continue their relentless assaults on Good City. And no one in Good City leaves. Because the Dark Demon domain aims to conquer the Divine Realm. Thus, they naturally seek to eliminate all resistance. The people inside Good City now regard it as a symbol of spirit. They naturally fight to the death. Thus, a curious spectacle has formed. Countless great beings possess terrifying powers capable of devastating heavens and earth, yet they only encircle and contest this small city in endless battle. Very strange. Truly a spectacle. However, this time the onslaught of the Dark Demons is fierce. Even deploying 8 true immortal level Dark Demons. In the Dark Demon domain, Dark Demons of true immortal and martial ancestor rank are called Demon Emperors. Above the Demon Emperors is the Lord of Dark Demons. That is, the overlord of the Dark Demon domain. Now, 8 Demon Emperors have appeared outside Good City. Yet inside Good City, there is only one martial ancestor and 2 true immortals. What can possibly hold back the Dark Demon domain? 8 Demon Emperors, it seems that Good City is ultimately doomed, remarked the only martial ancestor within Good City, his voice tinged with a mix of solemnity and resolve. Good City has held out for so long, to have resisted till today is already a miracle. Today, we must fight desperately once again. Ha ha, then let's fight to the death. Let's see if I will become the first martial ancestor to fall in the Divine Realm, he declared, erupting into laughter despite the gravity of the situation. True immortals cannot die. But a martial ancestor can. Once a martial ancestor's physical body is completely annihilated, he will fall. Although the war with the Dark Demon domain has been brutal, no martial ancestor has yet fallen. But now, it seems that the fate of the martial ancestor within Good City is more likely to be grim. Buzz. Just then, suddenly, outside Good City, concentric circles of spatial ripples appeared. At this sight, many hearts were startled. Is this more support for Good City? But in the current situation, even with additional support, what use would it be? It would be merely sending more to their deaths. After all, everyone is aware support at this time could not be substantial. The entire Yin-Yang Immortal domain is on the verge of being overrun. The Divine Realm cannot dispatch more support at such short notice. Whoosh! Finally, in the void, a spatial channel appeared. Die! One of the Demon Emperors, without even looking to see who was in the spatial channel, struck directly with a palm, aiming to obliterate the spatial channel itself. To prevent anyone from coming out. Boom. Finally, this palm ferociously struck the spatial channel. The spatial channel began to collapse. It even began to fluctuate and became highly unstable. Bang! At that moment, a terrifying force of a punch emerged from within the spatial channel. It was merely one punch. The purest of punches. Pure power alone. Yet, this pure force was hurled directly at the Demon Emperor. And with such speed, it was almost inconceivable. Almost in the blink of an eye, it reached the face of the Demon Emperor. A look of panic flashed across the Demon Emperor's face. He immediately punched back. The 2 fists collided fiercely. Thump. Finally, in a contest of pure power, the complexion of the Demon Emperor changed instantaneously. Impossible. The Demon Emperor seemed to see something unbelievable. His eyes widened, staring fixedly at the spatial channel. His arm and body, visibly to the naked eye, rapidly disintegrated. He was directly blasted into dust by the ferocious power. Yet, among true immortals and martial ancestors, even the top-tier ones, none possessed such terrifying power. To explode a demon emperor with a single punch was almost unheard of. Yet now, outside God City, such a formidable being had appeared. Who is it? Who actually exploded a demon emperor? It must be a top-tier martial ancestor. In the vast divine realm, there are still strong beings. Some martial ancestors and true immortals might have fallen into slumber, now slowly awakening. No matter who it is, to come to support God City at this time says a lot. For a moment, everyone inside God City turned their gaze toward the spatial channel. Their eyes filled with a glimmer of hope. Chapter 609. The Eternal Realm undergoes transformation. Whoosh! Finally, a figure emerged from the spatial channel. Upon seeing this figure, the people within God City seemed somewhat perplexed. Most did not recognize him. But someone did recognize the figure. Wait, isn't that true monarch Lin from the Ancient Covenant? Which true monarch Lin? Of course, the #1 martial god of the Ancient Covenant, the legendary powerhouse who withstood 9 heavenly thunders. He has now achieved the rank of martial ancestor, and even recently, he held his martial ancestor ceremony. Right, it's martial ancestor Lin Fei, no longer just a true monarch. Just having achieved martial ancestor status, can Lin be this strong? That was a demon emperor he just burst apart, truly a legend of the divine realm. To withstand 9 heavenly thunders time and again is no small feat. But there are still 7 demon emperors, and now they certainly won't underestimate martial ancestor Lin anymore. The real trouble starts now. Can we coordinate with martial ancestor Lin to repel these demon emperors? For a moment, the mood inside God City was a mix of joy and anxiety. Joyous because someone had finally come to their rescue, and not just anyone, but a legend of the entire divine realm. Anxious because it was only Lin Fei alone. 1 against 7 demon emperors and the vast army of the dark demon domain. Could Lin Fei withstand them? Regardless of what the people inside God City thought, Lin Fei moved through the spatial channel. With a sweep of his gaze, he immediately understood the overall situation. 7 demon emperors. Beings in the dark demon domain are equivalent to true immortals and martial ancestors. At that moment, all their focus was on Lin Fei. And there was also the large army of the dark demon domain. God City was indeed in grave danger. Yet, facing all this, Lin Fei remained calm. When the 7 demon emperors just exchanged blows, Lin Fei realized. These demon emperors were not so formidable. Although he couldn't completely slay them, Lin Fei felt that destroying their bodies, preventing them from continuing to invade the divine realm, wasn't too difficult. Especially since Lin Fei's methods, effective against numerous opponents, held a significant advantage. Kill. Lin Fei uttered a low shout, taking the initiative to strike first. This left the people within God City even more astonished. Facing such a tense situation, or rather, such powerful dark demons, Lin Fei dared to attack first. Just this alone set him apart from many other powerful beings. Very dominant. Lin Fei transformed into the eternal realm. Instantly, a vast world spread rapidly like ripples on water. Buzz. And the eternal realm directly enveloped the bodies of the 7 demon emperors. Roar. The 7 demon emperors instantly roared in fury, looking up to the sky. With their roars, their bodies instantly expanded, turning into towering, terrifying giants. Their bodies were shrouded in black mist, darkening the skies and filled with a terrifying aura of destruction. Lin Fei's eternal realm immediately felt immense pressure. PFF. The eternal realm was torn. It seemed to have no resistance and was effortlessly ripped apart. After all, strong as Lin Fei's eternal realm might be, facing 7 demon emperors, it naturally couldn't contain them. Being torn was to be expected. Lin Fei did not rely solely on the eternal realm to subdue the 7 demon emperors. He had other ace techniques up his sleeve. Facing the 7 demon emperors, he could afford no reservations. Illusory realm. As soon as Lin Fei's words fell, the illusory realm descended. The illusory realm, too, is a world. Only, it resembles a dream realm. It impacts true immortals and martial ancestors on a mental and spiritual level, even capable of trapping true immortals and martial ancestors. This is why Lin Fei's illusory realm can be termed true immortal level. Moments ago, the 7 demon emperors seemed invincible, as if they were about to destroy Lin Fei's eternal realm. But now, suddenly, they stood frozen. Their faces were blank without the slightest movement. This scene was very eerie but also immensely shocking. For those in Good City, true immortals, martial ancestors, or divine-level powerhouses, each of them widened their eyes as if they couldn't believe what they were seeing. Why aren't those 7 demon emperors moving? Are they stunned by martial ancestor Lin? Is the power that martial ancestor Lin used the saber world? But it seems a bit different. And wasn't martial ancestor Lin's saber world only effective against true monarchs and martial gods? Since when could it affect true immortals and martial ancestors? Correct, saber world shouldn't be effective against true immortal level powerhouses. You don't understand how terrifying the mental will of a true immortal level powerhouse can be. Otherwise, how could they merge with the Tao? Such terrifying mental will, the saber world simply couldn't affect them. The mental will of these demon emperors from the dark demon domain is also strong. Their growth process is equally arduous and even quite cruel and challenging. How could their mental will not be strong? Right, the demon emperors of the dark demon domain are difficult to deal with, definitely without any mental flaws. Yet, even so, the demon emperors are still suppressed by Lin Fei's power. Many were puzzled and uncertain, wondering what technique Lin Fei was employing. Actually, it seems quite normal. If Lin Fei can suppress the spirit of a demon emperor, then he can also suppress the spirits of true immortals and martial ancestors. There isn't much difference between them. Having one spirit suppressed is terrifying. It's like becoming a live target in an instant, immobile. Imagine how frightening that is. Of course, the suppression of the spirit itself cannot threaten the enemy, it is merely an auxiliary means. But Lin Fei still has the eternal realm. Seeing the 7 demon emperors, all restrained by the illusory realm and their spirits, motionless, Lin Fei naturally wouldn't waste this opportunity. Eternal realm, kill. Instantly, Lin Fei activated the eternal realm. The power of an entire realm burst forth. Previously, he couldn't overcome the 7 demon emperors. That was because the 7 demon emperors had joined forces. They had turned his eternal realm upside down. The power was dispersed. Naturally, he couldn't deal with the 7 demon emperors. But now, things were different. The 7 demon emperors had their spirits suppressed by Lin Fei's illusory realm. Thus, Lin Fei could mobilize the power of the eternal realm and focus solely on one of them. Lin Fei's eternal realm unleashed a frenzy of power. It fiercely landed on a demon emperor. Bang! Instantly, the demon emperor's body exploded, crushed into dust by Lin Fei's eternal realm. Even though they did not truly die, the invading bodies of the demon emperors were gone. Unless they could be reborn from the heart of darkness in the dark demon domain, they wouldn't pose any threat to the divine realm for a while. And this was just the beginning. Next came the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Lin Fei successively annihilated the martial sovereign demon emperors. Only 2 demon emperors remained. Several breaths of time had passed. Thus, these 2 demon emperors also struggled free from the illusory realm and fully awakened. And the first thing they saw upon waking was 5 of their fellow demon emperors, all slain by Lin Fei, turned into dust. Therefore, these 2 demon emperors almost didn't hesitate. They rushed towards the exterior of the eternal realm, attempting to escape. But the 2 demon emperors could no longer tear open the eternal realm. After all, the previously torn eternal realm had long since recovered. The 2 demon emperors struggle and slam within the eternal realm, but to no avail. Bang bang! Finally, the bodies of the 2 demon emperors also turned to dust. All 7 demon emperors were dead. Lin Fei's eternal realm was now shrouded in a mist of blood. Wait, what's happening to my eternal realm? Suddenly, Lin Fei's thoughts stirred. He faintly sensed that there might be some changes in the eternal realm. Chapter 610. The birth of eternal life in the eternal realm. Since Lin Fei transformed into the world itself, his eternal realm had seen no changes. This was to be expected. Changes in a world typically occur over tens of thousands, millions, or even billions of years. How much time had passed? Not even a year had gone by, so the lack of changes in the eternal realm was perfectly normal. However, unexpectedly, some changes had begun to manifest in the Eternal Realm, which was unusual. Lin Fei was particularly surprised by this development. Why would there be any changes at this time? Thus, he decided to investigate more thoroughly. Within the Eternal Realm, Lin Fei had vanquished 7 demon emperors. The mist of blood from the bodies of these demon emperors now permeated the realm. It seemed that the countless dark demons he had slain before also contributed to a significant amount of blood mist swirling within the Eternal Realm. This blood mist, filled with the essence of dark demon life, slowly began to brew something new. Stimulated by the essence of these dark demons, faint signs of life began to emerge in the Eternal Realm. It seemed as though life was being born. Lin Fei was taken aback. This new life was created from the essence of dark demon flesh and blood, and the rules of Lin Fei's Eternal Realm interacting and merging with each other. At last, a new form of life was emerging. Wait, could this new life possibly belong to the dark demon domain? The birth of this life was indeed related to the essence of dark demon flesh and blood. However, after giving it some thought, Lin Fei felt he was being overly concerned. This was his Eternal Realm. Even if life were to be born, it would be the life of the Eternal Realm, not related to the dark demon domain or even the divine realm. Currently, only a hint of life's essence had emerged, not even a rudimentary form of life. Lin Fei sensed something was still missing. To give birth to life, he mused, the environment, the world's laws, and energy are all essential. The essence of dark demon life might nourish the life in the Eternal Realm, allowing it to mature fully and come into existence. Once life is born, my Eternal Realm will advance by leaps and bounds, even undergoing a transformation. A glint of sharpness flashed in Lin Fei's eyes. He now urgently needed a large amount of dark demon life. He even had to actively seek out these dark demons, not only to support the yin-yang immortal domain but also for his own cultivation. With a swoosh, Lin Fei stepped out and arrived in the good city. Are there any battlefields nearby? Preferably with many powerful dark demons. Lin Fei initiated the conversation. A battlefield? The crowd in Good City was momentarily startled, then grew visibly impressed. Lin Fei had just slain 8 great emperors, saving Good City, and now he was ready to head to another battlefield to combat more dark demons. His vigor was unmatched, surpassing many true immortals and martial ancestors. A true immortal from Good City spoke up, the nearest battlefield is actually quite far. But if martial ancestor Lin insists on confronting the dark demon domain, you don't need to go to a battlefield. With your strength, you could become the sharpest weapon on any battlefield. You could ruin the vast yin-yang immortal domain, slaughtering those dark demons wherever you find them. This would deal a heavy blow to the dark demons. Moreover, this approach would be less dangerous as it wouldn't involve confronting countless dark demons directly. This true immortal offered Lin Fei a suggestion to move through the entire yin-yang immortal domain instead of sticking to the front lines. Wherever he encountered dark demons, he would strike. By continuously eliminating dark demon forces, their numbers would eventually reach a limit. Even though the heart of the dark demons might continue to spawn new ones, it would take a long time. Each dark demon eliminated reduced the threat to the divine realm. I understand, Lin Fei nodded. After thinking it over, he realized it was indeed a good plan. After all, he only needed the essence of dark demon flesh and blood. Where he obtained it didn't matter. Thank you for the advice. After speaking, Lin Fei immediately led the people of the Great Dream sect and flew out of Good City. In the blink of an eye, they had vanished. Watching Lin Fei's retreating figure, the people of Good City looked at each other. The true immortal from Good City side, I didn't expect that martial ancestor Lin, who has just achieved the title, would possess such formidable power. Apart from the top demon emperors, few could likely stop him now. With such a powerhouse continuously disrupting and blocking the dark demon domain's armies within the yin-yang immortal domain, our pressure will be significantly reduced. Indeed, a mighty martial ancestor capable of continuously blocking and slaughtering dark demons would not go unnoticed by the dark demon domain. Once they took him seriously and aimed to eliminate Lin Fei, they would have to divert many of their top demon emperors from across the yin-yang immortal domain. Once these demon emperors were drawn away, the pressure on various parts of the yin-yang immortal domain would decrease significantly. With a swoosh, Lin Fei continued sweeping through the yin-yang immortal domain, clearing it of dark demons. Initially, he had been accompanied by members of the Great Dream sect to repel the invasion of the Dark Demon domain. But now, it had become a solo performance by him. Since Lin Fei was dealing with a vast number of dark demons, it was incredibly straightforward for him. He simply needed to expand the power of his eternal realm. It would spread in all directions, then directly suppress and slaughter. There was no need for the members of the Great Dream sect. In fact, their involvement would only prolong the process. Now, Lin Fei needed a large number of dark demons to attempt the creation of life within his eternal realm. Therefore, he had the members of the Great Dream sect stay within the eternal realm. He was enough on his own. However, as Lin Fei continued his relentless sweeps, his solo efforts significantly altered the situation across the entire Yin-Yang immortal domain. At the headquarters of the Dark Demon domain, the situation was grim. The collected reports all indicated heavy losses. It seemed a powerful entity from the divine realm was continuously sweeping through the Yin-Yang immortal domain at an alarming speed. Even the demon emperors struggled to track this entity. If they did find him, typically 1 or 2 demon emperors were no match. Over time, the Dark Demon domain felt the acute pain of these losses. If this continued, no matter how numerous, the dark demons would be exterminated. Divine Realm's Lin Fei, they questioned. Who exactly is this person who can sweep so freely through the Yin-Yang immortal domain? It appeared that only the top demon emperors could possibly stop Lin Fei. But which top demon emperor should they send? Top demon emperors were rare in the Dark Demon domain, each a dominator in their own right and with a great chance of achieving supreme status. Naturally, the most reliable solution would be for a supreme to intervene. If a supreme took action, there would be no doubt about the outcome. They could definitely handle Lin Fei. Even if they couldn't kill him, they could at least deter him from rampaging unchecked through the Yin-Yang immortal domain. But currently, there were no supremes in the Yin-Yang immortal domain. Even the Lord of Dark Demons was in the chaos, leading the Supremes in a battle against the Supremes of the Divine Realm. That was the realm of the Chaos battlefield, fundamentally different from the battlefield of the Divine Realm. Therefore, to deal with Lin Fei, they had to rely on the might of Demon Emperor-level powers.